You deserve to have everything you desire, but you may be wondering, how do I make my dreams a reality? The good news is you don't have to do this alone. There are experts out there to help you on your manifestation journey. And in this video, I'm going to help you learn manifestation techniques from the best so you can attract those deepest desires. Be sure to stick around to the end because I'm going to give you actionable steps to manifest today and a resource that's going to help you put this wisdom that I'm going to share with you into action. Hi, I'm Dr. Tiffany Shelton, I'm the manifesting psychologist and founder of Envision. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I post every single week. Oh, and if you want daily tips on motivation, make sure you're following me over on Instagram _Tiffany Shelton. Okay, the first expert, if you guys love the law of attraction, you're going to love this one, is Abraham Hicks. Abraham Hicks is the entity that gives this wisdom that she channels, Esther Hicks. So if you are into manifestation, you've likely ran across Abraham Hicks before, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. I also have a lot of videos on my channel that kind of simplify their teachings, so check those out on my channel as well. But the three things that I love about them is they basically are the secret behind the secret. So that law of attraction book is The Secret. If you guys have heard of the book The Secret or watched the movie, the law of attraction dives deeper into The Secret and is actually what The Secret is based on. They didn't include Abraham Hicks in that movie because they thought it was too odd that she channels this entity and that people wouldn't understand and it would detract from the message of The Secret. But the teachings are largely based on Abraham Hicks, which leads me into the second thing I love about them is that law of attraction book. If you get it on Audibles, it's a discussion between Esther Hicks and Jerry Hicks, her late husband. Jerry Hicks asks some questions to Abraham Hicks and it goes through the law of attraction in much detail, and it is something that I listen to time and time again. I probably listen to it once or twice a year and each time I hear something different to re-familiarize myself with the material, since I am a coach, to make sure that it's always top of mind. And the third thing I love about Abraham Hicks is anytime you listen to them, you're just going to get gem after gem. If you listen to Abraham Hicks on YouTube, you know this, that they don't hold anything back and it is all knowledge based because they're coming from a non-human space. There's not really ego, it's just wisdom after wisdom. So Abraham Hicks had to be my number one expert when I talked about this law of attraction. The second person that you need to know is Gabby Bernstein or Gabrielle Bernstein. She is a manifestation expert that I have reviewed on my channel before. The three things that I love about her, the first thing is her life story really exemplifies the law of attraction, and she shares the story, specifically her journey with fertility. So she says, conceiving my child is one of the greatest miracles I've ever received. What makes it so miraculous is the opportunity I've had to practice surrender and strengthen my faith. She continues on saying, the true miracle is having faith no matter what. If your desires haven't come into form yet, please know that each time you return to faith, you're receiving the ultimate gift from the universe. Living with faith will help you feel whole, safe, and supported even when you don't have everything you want or think you need. Faith in a higher power is the greatest gift you can ask for. And that's her quote that I love about her journey to manifesting her child. The other thing I love about her is she really coined this term, the universe has your back. I know other people used this before her, but I really think she is the pioneer of really making it popular. I also love her book, Super Attractor, which I have reviewed in this channel and I will link in the description below. The third expert I want to share with you guys is Dr. Michael Beckwith, who is an amazing manifestation expert. He was actually in the movie The Secret. He dives deep into the spirituality component of manifestation, and he talks about spiritual alignment, which is such an important part of manifestation. When I lived in LA, I used to go to his church, Agape, which is in a ministry in Los Angeles. I would say a lot of hippie, new age folks go to. It is based on the teachings of Jesus Christ. And in his book, I think it's called Becoming, which I've had and I've read a couple times, he talks about the spiritual awakening he went through. So for him, manifesting, he goes by the same tenets as a lot of these experts go to, go through, but he dives deeper into that process of unfolding and doing the conscious work into becoming. He talks about manifesting isn't about attracting it, but it's about doing the internal work to become who it is that is going to manifest these things we want, and then that attraction kind of happens naturally in the doing the conscious work and going through that unfolding into who you are to become, to manifest the things that you want, or become that person that has manifested those things. And his spiritual teachings at Agape were all about peace, unconditional love, and oneness with God, and really tuning into the God that lives inside of all of us, which is preached in pretty much every religion, and many spiritual folks that are not religious, quote unquote, believe as well, because that's that creator part of us, that God that lives inside of us, that divine piece of us. Wayne Dyer says that part of us that is beyond the ego, right? Source energy, Abraham Hicks would call. Dr. Michael Beckwith really talks about our oneness with God, and how aligning with that oneness is what helps us tap into our abundance. He stresses doing the conscious work to discover what's trying to emerge on your manifestation journey, and he calls this unfolding. So I'll use my example of dealing with massive amounts of student debt and how I'm manifesting financial freedom to kind of discuss his process of unfolding. So the first step is victim awareness. He talks about where you're kind of stuck in your life challenge and blaming external events. So let's say after I, graduated and I was just kind of in this downtrodden space and really just upset with myself and the world that I had to accumulate all this debt to get where I need to be, that everybody tells you go to school, but then there's no way to pay for it. And I didn't come from rich parents. And then, that space of woe is me, which, you have the right to feel, but you can't stay there too long. And then it's about taking back your power. And you do that by getting sick and tired of being sick and tired, he says. And then you have to reach out to something outside of yourself. You could do this through prayer, through meditation, by simply asking for help. And that starts the process of moving from victim awareness to starting to manifest, actually. And in that next step, you start to envision what it is that you do want, and starting to take your power back, and starting to think about what it would take to get there. So in this stage, you set intentions, you envision, you give no energy to bad things or what you don't want, and you fully focus your energy into what it is that you do want. You go through this dark night stage where you're no longer in victim awareness. You're starting to become, but you're not quite where you want to be yet. You're envisioning, setting intentions, and you're kind of going through processing all that unconscious stuff. And then the next stage is what he calls channeling, where you say, I realize that I am a place through which the infinite expresses. So you surrender, you allow, you let go, you get into a flow state in your life, and you become more available. You look at challenges as opportunities. You turn your tests into testimony. You turn your wounds into wisdom. And so in this space, you're really opening and letting go, and in the process, unfolding more and becoming more of who you need to be to become your manifested self. He has a great question that he says you can ask yourself as you are channeling and maybe going through a challenge, which is, if I had to go through this life circumstance for more time than I wanted to, or forever, what characteristic would I need to develop in order to thrive through this challenge? And I love that, because that helps you to do the personal development work and know exactly what it is that you need to work on and how you're going to go about getting there. So in my example of student debt, what would I need to thrive in that situation? I would need to be happy no matter what my circumstances. And so you start learning to develop how to vibrate high, even if you don't have a lot of money, or, that's just me thinking off my head, but you would do the journaling, the conscious work with your therapist, your coach, whatever it is, to develop your personal answer and start to come up with a plan on how you can let go and thrive in the midst of your challenge. And then the fourth stage of unfolding, he says, is oneness with God. He says, God is always listening, but are we receiving? Are we listening? Are we available? And in the fourth stage, we're completely available. We are one with God, and You know, if you know anything about yoga, it's like that samadhi stage, maybe that enlightened stage, that would be similar to that. And I love Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith as an expert because he really aligns directly with what I teach in my program, Dream Life Academy, which is all about developing a manifestation mindset, doing the work to become, doing the work to vibrate high, to let go, to believe, to align with your inner spirit and align with your goals. A bonus expert that I have for you guys is Dr. Wayne Dyer. I have videos on my channel about Dr. Wayne Dyer, so I won't go into too much about him, but I love him as a manifestation expert and have probably read almost all his books, if not all of them. And he's a psychologist, and he intertwines the teachings of many spiritual philosophies. If you're getting started with him, I recommend his book, Wishes Fulfilled. And you can also watch my video on Wayne Dyer Manifesting 101. That's on my channel as well. And as a bonus, I'd be remiss not to mention myself as a manifestation expert. I really pride myself on teaching manifestation in easy terms with practical strategies to apply what you're learning. If you want to learn my easy manifestation roadmap, I have a free masterclass called Wishing to Attracting, which will be linked below, that you can register for, and it's completely free. And I take you through my exact roadmap of how I teach my clients to manifest, so you can get an idea of a really easy, practical way to do it. If you want an everyday tool, and so you can manifest on autopilot, I also have a manifestation planner printable, which a lot of people like because it's very practical. I will also link that in the description below. If you like this video, please let me know by liking it below, subscribe, and share it with your fellow manifestors, and also comment below manifesting if this video helped you. And I want to share a random fact about me as always, so we can get to know each other a little bit better. This week's random fact about me is I started a podcast. This new podcast is called Mod Ambition, and it's all about helping ambitious women have it all without the overwhelm. So be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, and let me know in the comments what's your favorite podcast lately. I'm a podcast person now, so I love to hear any recommendations. Cheers to manifesting your dreams and maintaining happiness along the way. Namaste.